Hi, I'm theciaellis, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Oh my gosh, guys, we have had so much rain. I was doing my book work this morning. I'm thinking, how much rain have we had? And according to the records, because I try to check empty the rain gauge every morning that it's rained and record it, and since April 25th or 26th, something like that, we have gotten 9.75 inches of rain. And I just checked the rain gauge this morning because we had a wicked storm blow through last night and had 3 more inches in it. So that is almost 13 inches in 2 weeks. That's a lot of rain, guys. We're not having it. Sorry. My camera is wearing out and the lenses that close to protect it, it's kind of sagging, and so I was, and last night at the softball game, I was noticing that it's like, what's that black streak across there? And I thought, oh crap, it's my lens cover. Okay, I know I get distracted so easily. So we've had a lot of rain. My poor pigs, I can't even get them moved. My piglets are real tired of being muddy. I think I've thought of something I can do to help that this morning, but we'll have to see. My dogs are going, hey, it's time to do chores, it's time to get stuff done. But there's a couple other things. Oh my gosh, there's stuff that's happening that I hadn't ever paid attention to before. So while I'm getting some work done, well, I'm going to point out a couple of things and show you what I've got planned for the day. Oh, you know what? I did want to say something else. I've got a lot of stuff in the works that I'm really excited about. And I want to apologize for not being more consistent with putting out videos, and I'm going to work on doing that too. It's kind of interesting if you put the time into the project that you want to do to make a video, the actual making of the video hasn't been happening. I'm going to try to remedy that. I think it's not going to make cohesive videos sometimes, but at least I'll be putting some videos out and you know that I'm actually doing something and not just laying around in the rain. My poor, pitiful, hungry pigs. I gotta feed them, and I'll get out over there to Crystal and her babies in a minute. Those babies look so bad. I hear you, Daisy. All right, here I come. And look at these poor babies. They're supposed to be white and yellow. Poor little guys. Yep. But they're starting to eat solid food now too. Along with Mom. Sorry, I'm trying to wrestle with my camera and the zoom and my feed bucket. Let me see if I can do this better. There we go. The sun's coming out. They're going to warm up. And like I said, I'm going to see if there's something I can do for these poor little guys. We'll try. We'll see what we can do. They've been tough. All right, I got to check my rabbits. If we're just having rain, they've got a roof on them, so I don't worry about it too much. But I knew the storm was blowing in last night. This is not a really great tarp. It's got several holes in it, but it's got to be better than nothing. But I'm going to uncover them and get them fed for the morning. The sun is getting high in the sky already. Well, not high in the sky, but it's high enough that I'm about to shed this denim shirt I got on. So yeah. They've been here for a few days. Well, let me show you. I got these guys elevated. It's hard to tell with some, I don't know what kind of blocks those are called, but you know what? I've got cinder blocks. I'm going to move them forward a little bit because they've been here several days. I usually move these cages every day, but I think I'm going to move them today, even though it's been, because it's been here several days. And I have had them up off the ground because it is so mucky. I don't know, can you tell? Yeah, can you see the water there? So, yeah, I'm going to get some cinder blocks and get them set up and get them where they can still have a fresh place to be, I guess. And then, and be high and dry, hopefully. I changed the direction. This is rocky and stuff. That's the reason it's not been mowed or anything. And I need to get that cleared out somewhere. It was an old burn pile. So they were coming from there and going this way. So now I'm going to make it where they're going to go kind of around. I don't know. We'll work on that. I've noticed that this is still a little rickety. So I'm going to find another brick or block and put it probably in the back. But they are off the ground. I'll get some more grass for them here after a bit, so they can have something else to munch on. But they're good for now. They have the sun, and it looks like they stay dry overnight. And that, like I said, that tarp is pretty. It got a lot of holes in it, but it looks like everybody did pretty good through the storm last night. I'm glad for that. Well, so far I haven't finished checking everybody yet. All right, how's this for strange bedfellows? This little red hen was given to me last week, something like that. She was part of another flock, and all the rest of them have been taken out by a hawk. And she's like basically a pet. And at first I put her in the chicken tractor with another hen that was on quarantine, and then I had to move her out. And I did the thing where you put them in there at night. Sorry, I was trying to get out of the shade. I put her in there at night with the rest of them. And well, I've got 2 roosters, and they each have their own little flocks, even though they all live in the same space. And she was not being accepted. She wasn't getting picked on. She just didn't want to be there, and she kept flying out. So I bought, and we'll get over there. I've got some chicks in that chicken tractor now, and I'll show them to you here in just a minute. And I thought, well, I'll put her back in that chicken tractor, see how she does with the chicks. Well, they're little chicks, and they wanted to eat too, and she wasn't going to have anything of it. So I clipped her wing. You know, clip the feathers, the long feathers on her right wing, and put her back into with the adult birds. And she just wanders all over the farm. Well, I don't mind it, but neither did the coyotes, and Beethoven was giving her grief. And he wasn't eating her or anything like that. He just kept trying to herd her back to where she belonged, and she was getting harassed. So she followed me. She followed me in the barn. She followed me when I was doing everything. And then yesterday evening when I was doing chores, she followed me into the pen with the turkey. And I thought, okay, the turkey needs a companion, and she does too. Let's see how this goes. So this is the first time I've been checking on them since this happened last night, and looks like it's going well. And I'm glad, because the little hen cannot get out of this. Because it is the guy who built this, it was like he built it like Fort Knox. He did an excellent job. So we'll see. I'll keep monitoring this situation, but so far it looks like it's working out. And they're both dry, so that means they probably did go up, and it both went up underneath the door. And I was glad. I was worried about that too. I wanted to make sure that they would be able to be safe in the storm last night. So far so good. I'm grateful. Can you see them? They're hiding in the tall grass down in there. There's 12 chicks. It looks like they managed to stay dry during the weather too. Looks like I need to get them a little more food and a little bit more water. But yeah, they did pretty good. I wish you could see them better, but I guess they'll grow or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But I was glad these guys did well. You always worry. I had a heat lamp on them for 2 or 3 days. I was going to take these to the auction last Saturday. It was storming last Saturday, and I was not going to take some birds, and I was not going to be out in an auction. And they were only a day or 2 old at that time anyway. So I guess I'm going to raise these. But I had a heat lamp on them. But even with the storm last night, it didn't get down that cold. So I think they're doing pretty good. Let me get them fed and watered, and we'll move on. I'm being way too slow this morning, and the adult birds are going, "Where's my breakfast?" All right, this is my old brooder shed that got blown apart last year in the storm, and obviously we've not done anything with it. And at this time, I think it's okay. This chicken tractor seems to be working pretty good, especially since the coldest of the weather is over. Like I said, it only got down into the 60s last night. If it got colder than that, I've got a heat lamp set up. I do this little gate inside, because I don't know if you can tell, but I do have gaps occasionally, and so instead of running boards and stuff up underneath it, this is a good inside thing. Plus they're so little that they don't need this much room yet. So it's nice to have the chicken tractor that has the breeze coming through, and the roof over their head so they stay relatively dry, and a heat lamp if they need it. It's working out. And of course they are immediately on grass. It's not exactly brooder, but you know what? It works so far. At least these guys are not completely encased in mud, but look at all this standing water here. I want to go back here toward the back and throw their feed down here in the back. Well, actually, I've got some bowls here. I may do that so they can have actually something to eat out of instead of on the water. Let's do that. That's better. Now let's go hunt some duck eggs. All right, all the animals are taken care of, but I wanted to show you something else. You know, when I do my farm update, I had been missing this one tree. I knew it was here, but it was only a couple of years old, and I noticed earlier, a month or so ago, or whenever things started growing again, that this tree was looking pretty good. And I thought, cool, at least it didn't die like so many. I mean, we've planted hundreds and hundreds of trees that we want here, and the vast majority of them have died. But we did plant this mulberry tree, and I want to show you. We've got fruit. It's just covered in fruit. And if Tom hadn't have told me, I would never have paid attention. So it looks like, unless the birds get to it first, which is quite possible, it looks like we're going to have a nice mulberry crop here. See, we had another mulberry tree, and it was over there, but it looks like it didn't make it. So this one did, and it's doing well. Woohoo! Another fruit tree. This will be nice. All right, I did not record me doing this, but I did just transfer and put 30 duck eggs in. So we just started these today. So in about 3 weeks or so, or I guess 4 weeks, closer to 4 weeks, we'll have ducklings. There are 30 here. I don't know how many of them are viable. We'll find out. But that's done, and it's good to get the incubator going again. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without disturbing the pigs. And of course we have wind. I am going to do some scything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scythe on the other side of these guys over here so I can move these pigs here in the next few days. But I have to scythe a path for the electric net fencing. And I'm thinking with what I scythe up, I can use it to put it inside the pig hut where the piglets are, and maybe because I was looking yesterday, and it's even wet and muddy up inside the pig hut. Though I think it rained so much that the water ran down through the pig hut, not from above, but underneath. So that's why the piglets have been so miserable, because they just can't get away from it. But it looks like everybody's enjoying the sun now, and I'm glad for that, because it is a glorious sunny day, and I'm grateful for that. And but it's time to see if I can get a section scythed so I can get some pigs, start getting some pigs moved. Well, I guess I lost my tarp that I use for gathering up stuff when I gather grass up. It was out here, but apparently the wind blew it and knocked it over during the storm last night and blew it into their space. So I'll just let them have it, and I'll find something else to put my grass into. I'm going to have to throw some of this grass over to those guys. They quieted down for a minute, but when I was walking, they were incredibly noisy. But look inside the pig hut there. That's a lot of water. And you can see where it's even pooled down here by the fence. And those piglets are supposed to be white, poor little guys. So I'm going to throw as much of this grass in there as I can, see if I can at least get that up a little bit get them up off of the actual mud and water. I'll see what I can do. my goodness. That is bad. And I kind of get the feeling that's going to be a drop in the bucket. And I knew she was going to eat it, which that's just fine, because this breed really does like grass, and they need grass, but it just takes them, it didn't take them long at all to go through it. But maybe while she's eating it, she can spread some out too. And maybe later on I can do some more scything and I can get some more. Sorry, this caught my attention. Everybody checking each other out there. Huh. But, yeah, it's a mess. How you doing, Yoda? You were the loudest one here. You feel better? Okay, well, the mud was bad out there. And I was hoping that Daisy would, not Daisy, I was hoping that Crystal would spread some of that grass out so there could be a little bit less muddy in there, but basically she ate most of it. So maybe I can work on it again another day. Maybe even tomorrow, I'm not sure. It's supposed to rain again in the morning. Our chances are lower and we're supposed to get less rain, but I think we're all getting a little tired of the rain around here. I do want to kind of remember our neighbors in Barnsdall that had the tornado last night, and I had told a friend of mine that we weren't sure if we knew some of the girls or not, because we play, Kenzie's in her school plays Barnsdall schools in sports, and we've come to know a couple of the kids. And I did find out today that one of the girls, her house got hit, but they're fine. And the other girl that she knew, I didn't know of her, they didn't have any problems. But Barnsdall's in pretty bad shape. Sulphur's in pretty bad shape from their hit last week, and we know some people down there too. And that's kind of where some of my mom and dad's family is from, is down in that area. But none of my family was in the Sulphur tornado, I don't believe. I haven't heard if they were. But yeah, there's been some tornado issues going on around here. Nothing here, just a lot of rain. We've had some wind, but we hadn't even had damage for wind damage, so that's not too bad either. I'm glad. But yeah, my poor animals, they're just so covered in mud. But I was looking at them tonight when I was doing the evening chores, and the piglets have dried out again, and they're kind of white again. All right, I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I don't know how good the sunset's going to be tonight, which is kind of a bummer, because as much rain as we've had, you think that we'd have a lot of clouds in the sky, and there's not a whole lot, but maybe we'll have a decent sunset anyway, and I'll get that for you. I also want to remind you that I'm on the social media thing called MeWe, M-E-W-E, and I'm under theciaellis, and another part of it says at theciaellis.77. I don't know what that is, but definitely theciaellis is not very many of us up there, so you ought to be able to find me pretty quickly. And I post some of my videos and other things on that, mainly my videos, and sometimes a podcast. I'll put them on MeWe, so you can check that out there. That's all I got. I'm praying that there's no more. Well, I think I've heard there's going to be some tornadic activity off to our east, because systems here kind of go from west to east in general. So I pray that everybody who's been having so much trouble with the weather lately, just that they stay safe, take care of themselves, watch out, be aware, and do what you need to do to stay safe. All right, guys, God bless. I'll see you next time.